And in the papers today, you can be finding, well, all the tidbits about what's going on for 2024 thus far, 2 days in. I'm with Titi. Thank you very much for joining, as usual. So we have about 5 papers today. We're going to try and see how much of that we can cover with the headlines. So it's going to be very, in summary. Let's start from the Daily Trust newspaper today, shall we? And we've got the big headline here. Experts set agenda for government as Tinubu signs 2024 budget. NECCA urges fiscal discipline. LCCI wants action on inflation, social inequalities. Nigerians seek quick relief from hardship. PDP demands account of earnings. LP faults president's speech. We're going to come back to that. At the top for the Daily Trust issues that shapes 10th National Assembly in 2023, a recap, and Dangote Refinery receives 4th crude shipment. Yay, I hear you say. They're fighting me because of my red biro, says Fubara. Inconsequential, if you ask me. And Super Eagles AFCON camp opens today in Abu Dhabi. Let's go back to our main headline here. Experts set agenda for government as Tinubu signs 2024 budget. And at the very last rider, PDP demands account of earnings. LP faults president's speech. There was something about the president's speech yesterday where he talked about the fact that, yes, there is plenty of hardship, but these are hardships that we must go through to get out the other side. There was also a video of the president passing through Lagos and people were chanting how hungry they were. If you ask me, I think, yes, there are attempts at reform and it's biting hard on the citizenry. What is missing, however, many have argued, not me at all, many have argued that maybe the information is not being passed across to the people, especially people down there, about how these things are, why it's causing so much hardship. Awareness, just like the topic we just had.
We talked about it
If
earlier
you
on.
go ahead and do whatever you want to do, fine, you're working, but do they know do they know the apparatus that's on the ground?
Is it being expressed in a language they can understand?
Exactly, the language is important.
Because I do feel like this particular government has been quite open media-wise. There's been a lot more access to the place of power now. And there's a lot more press focus on government and what they're doing.
And guerrilla reporting as well.
The breakdown, the approved budget breakdown is right here in an infographic, right here on the cover of the paper. And that breakdown, we have the opportunity to look at it right now and do some kind of due diligence as it's being, allocated.
May I say something about
on.
these kinds of breakdowns? You can understand them, I can understand them, but you said something about the language.
The language.
How much more is being done to deconstruct these languages for the common person to understand?
So it is then on the onus of some of the media houses to sort of maybe break it down, not be as technical with the explanations. We have quite a few informative programs right here on TVC that try to do that. We have, shows like Your View, like Journalist Hangout, where we try to sort of tell the people what exactly is going on. But this infographic, I think, is very, very detailed. And if you get
Daily Trust.
the cover of the Daily Trust, you'll be able to see more.
What paper do you have?
I have with me the Nation newspaper here. And its major headline this 2nd of January is "Perform on Budget or Get Sacked," President warns. There is no room for poor performance. MDAs to provide monthly budget performance report. And it also says here 28.78 trillion Naira 2024 Appropriation Act to run concurrently with the 2023 extra budget. Now, there is a photo story there of the First Lady of the nation with the first baby born this year.
Time-old tradition. I always look forward to it.
And it's always so beautiful. There was even some coverage of her arriving at the
As a
National
child, I
Hospital
had a cousin who was the first baby of the year.
Really?
Well, he's now a doctor, by the way.
Oh, interesting, interesting. Those are very special babies. They also bring joy, bring hope, not just to the family, but to the nation that,
How appropriate that the Nation covered this.
The Nation newspaper, exactly. Top left there, it says, analysts project average Naira exchange of 919 per dollar, equities return at 14.8%. 163,878 travelers benefit from transportation fare rebate in 10 days. Why my detractors are unrelenting by Fubara there.
It's because of the red biro, that red biro.
That was mentioned in the last paper.
I find it laughable, actually.
All right, and then, of course, the concert. I was actually at this concert in the other photo story there. The Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on stage with Olamide Bado at Soul Beach at Oniro in VI.
Yeah.
That was on.
How did it go?
That was an amazing.
It was
concert.
amazing. Yeah.
It was well put together, well structured.
By the Lagos State government.
Yes.
That's
yes.
very good.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Good to know that you've just reported that you were not in church yesterday night, as you made us believe.
There's evidence that I was in church.
See?
I even read the news at church, darling.
In the morning.
I did both.
Let's move on now.
I did both.
We've got the Punch newspaper here, Titi. Big headline here: Tinubu New Year broadcast. APC defends FG as Labour warns against failed promises. PDP tags speech, harvest of deceit, and LCTUC say Nigerians tired of failed promises. APC lampoons PDP. Labour Party urges Nigerians to disregard mischievous opposition. At the top for the Punch, FG insists on electricity subsidy amid tariff review. Again. Dangote refineries get fresh 1 million crude barrels. Getting back to that. Christmas Eve massacre, not farmer herder conflict, government insists. At the bottom, the photo story here. President signs budget as National Assembly raises lawmakers' allocations to 344 billion naira. And much more. I think other papers will carry this. But let's go back to the Dangote refineries receiving 1 million crude barrels. Yesterday, even inside of the president's speech, we were informed about these little tiny what's it called, to try and get the economy going. Petrol production is one of them. However, we were warned, and plenty of communication has gone into this. It's not going to be immediate. You have at least 3 months to 6 months before you can actually see the results. So I'm hoping that we have that. We can tide through those 3 or 6 months before we start seeing these results. And I really I'm hoping 100% that the refinery, especially the Dangote refineries and every other one that might be coming back online, can service the demand of Nigerians and also help bring down the petrol prices.
You know, the hope is not even just for it to serve Nigerians alone, also for us to, be able to earn revenue from giving it to other countries around
Exports.
us. There's another headline here you didn't touch on. Lagos to begin Lekki Airport in 2024. Now, there has been so much pressure on the Murtala Mohammed Airport in Ikeja for so many years. And a city like Lagos deserves to have more than one airport. In a smaller city like London, it's so much smaller than Lagos. You have both Gatwick and Heathrow, and it's still overfull.
Overlabored.
So hopefully, with a new airport being put in place, we can get some more export, import duties and things like that, and earn more.
Hopefully, we're not in framework workers by the time that is commissioned. We're just going to hope, because it's taken so long for the rail to come into. I'm hoping the airport's not going to take another 25 years.
No, it won't. It won't. Hopefully. I don't think it will.
Well, that's all we have for the papers. Thank you very much for joining us. We were going to have some others, but we've run out of time. Let us know what you think about some of the headlines that we covered. We're live on X, where you can actually make a comment under the live stream right now, and we'll read it and get back to you. Thank you very much. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigerianTVC, by the way, any platform. Stay tuned. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere.